How's it going, everyone? If you're with from, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Yes, definitely do that. So I do have a new film review. It's going to be M3GAN 2.0, M3GAN 2.0, and that's directed by Gerard John Stone, Gerald John Stone, M3GAN 2.0. So pretty much the sequel to the 2023 movie M3GAN. This pretty much has basically the same cast as in the first movie. So you have Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, and basically it's the same girl who plays Megan too. I can't remember her name. It's the same, but it's the same actress. So the and then you have a newcomer here too. I can't remember who she plays, but you have Amelia, who is basically like a newer model, somewhat part of like the M3GAN AI program, basically, and so she's coming in basically to steal secrets, take these. She's trying to hack this main system, and they come to Allison Williams. She's the tech genius. So they're like, you're the only one. The program better than we do. You're the one who could stop her. You can stop Amelia. And well, the only way they can stop Amelia is by bringing back M3GAN. But M3GAN was dangerous. If you remember the last movie, M3GAN tried to kill everybody. She tried to kill Gemma. Gemma is Allison Williams' character in the movie. So Gemma has to not only uh, try to stop Amelia from taking over, but she has to also trust M3GAN as well. The same AI robot in the last movie that tried to kill her. She's rejoined by Katie, who's played by Violet McGraw, and her two lab assistants from the last film as well too, is in this. So, all right. So what the thing about this movie is when that first M3GAN came out, and that trailer hit, um, yeah, it was one of those movies that it could go either way. It could be good or it could be terrible, because what they tried to sell everybody on was the famous M3GAN dance, right? That M3GAN dance went viral. It was everywhere. It was in the trailer, and then everybody started doing it. Everyone's doing the M3GAN dance, uh, and that became a big hit. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the M3GAN dance, I started cracking up. I was like, you know what? That might be a really bad movie, but I want to see it. Uh, and it was a big surprise when I watched it. The first M3GAN movie is actually pretty good. I was shocked at how good it actually was, because the thing is, that first movie, yeah, it was funny. Um, it was a slasher in a way, but it actually had some smart commentary about letting our kids use way too much technology. Technology uh, getting to the point to where the kids of this newer generation are getting more reliant on that technology. Um, such the cases in the first movie when Gemma tried to take M3GAN away from Katie in the first movie, and she started getting unruly. She started getting, started freaking out, flipping out, and all that stuff too. And it had to do kind of with the tragic backstory of Katie losing her parents, and Gemma had to become a mom, which in this movie she does accept in a way too. Um, but now Katie's becoming more of a teenager. She's a preteen. She's 12. I think she said Katie was 12 in here. And she's just getting worse. So she's starting to become a little bit of Smarty herself. In some ways, Katie is also trying. Katie's getting into what Gemma is. She's starting to get into more technology. That and the Steven Seagal movies, which that does make a running joke in this movie. It wasn't, but the Steven Seagal thing, I guess, wasn't too overbearing. But there was a scene where it got a little too much, and I was like, okay, you guys doing Steven Seagal movie jokes. But like, what I do like about this, like I said, the visuals, uh, I that the acting here is pretty good. There's some characters like they introduced this new guy in here. He's supposed to be like the love interest for Gemma. Um, I can't remember the actor's name. I know the character's name was what was his name? Oh, not Christian. He keeps correcting everybody. Christian, not Christian. Christian is how you say his name in here. So Christian, he's also this owner of like this basically this AI supercomputer company, and I will say, like, in terms of him and Gemma's chemistry, because they're supposed to be together. She basically met him or whatever. They met each other. I thought the chemistry was kind of weak in this movie. Um, they sort of just kind of introduce them, and they just go like, "That's it. They know each other. They're together." You're like, "Oh, okay." Like that's kind of abrupt. Uh, and I don't know. This is my issue with the sequel. Um, the sequel completely shifts, like, so it's nothing like the first movie. In fact, it switched genres. Like, it's not even, so the first one was more of like a horror comedy, um horror sci-fi comedy, I guess. um Whereas this one is just more of an action sci-fi thriller, and not a very good one. I don't know. The whole time I was watching it, it it almost felt like an unnecessary sequel. Um, and I felt like this one sort of lost what the first movie was, because what the first movie wasn't, it wasn't just necessarily about the comedy and the horror, because the comedy is all over this thing. It still has comedy in it. Um, it was almost hard to believe this was the same director, to be honest with you, because this is the same director that directed the first movie. Um, but it was just hard to believe it because, like I said, this movie just completely changes genres. It's not even the same type of movie. Like I said, this is like a sci-fi action film. This is what this is. So if you saw the first Megan and you don't mind this turning into a sci-fi action flick, um, then have at it. But I don't know. It just threw me off a little bit, and then and then even the plot it goes for, it's not even that great. It's a we have to save the plot from the or we have to save the movie to save the plot too, but we have to save the movie from or save the movie also, but we have to save the world from the bad guy trying to take over the world. And I'm kind of over that type of plot, to be honest with you. um because that's exactly what this is. Like I said, I'm not going to ruin too much of what happens in here. um there's some pretty weak twists in this movie too that I didn't really care for. uh the comedy, like I said, it didn't hit as hard as the other film. And I think what it was I didn't really expect the first film to be what it was, and I think when I came into this one, I had high expectations because of how good the first one was, and it just did not meet those expectations. Like I said, again, this feels like somebody just made an unnecessary sequel because the first one made money. The first one did so well that they had to make a sequel. That's what this feels like. And they just had no ideas. They even try to do another. They sort of try to do like another Megan dance in here, and it doesn't work. It's not as good. Um, You know, because that last Megan dance ended up being a kill too. Yeah, so uh, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really care for this one too much. I did like the acting though. I thought the acting was good in here. Again, the guy who played Christian, he's just a flat character. He's very flat, and he's barely in here. When he is on here, he's flat. He's the flattest actor in the whole movie, and it's no fault of his. I think he was just written to be flat, and that's an issue with the writing and the directing. Uh, yeah, so this Megan 2.0, I was a little disappointed. Disappointed. I didn't hate this completely, but I was disappointed in it, and for that disappointment, I have to give this one a low recommend. So this is a low recommend from me. Um, I again, very unnecessary sequel. Uh, yep. So low recommend. Because I didn't even mind the genre switch. It was just weird how they did it. Uh, and again, and then even the genre they switched to, it wasn't even written that well. Uh, so yeah, her lab partners, they're fine. Like I said, they're back again from the first movie. Um, they're comic reliefs. So too many comic reliefs in this movie. But yeah, this is a low recommend for me. So it is available on Netflix. Is how I seen it. So if you want to check it out, it just came out Monday. So it just came out on Netflix. So that is my review for Megan 2.0. And if you liked it or hate it, however you felt about it, drop a comment in the comment section, and I will see you in the next review. Peace.